Nobody saw this coming. One moment, she was on screen, laughing, talking her truth, being the same bold and unapologetic woman fans knew her to be. The next, her name was everywhere, but this time, it was alongside the word funeral. At just 44 years old, Khadiyah Katie Lewis, the unfiltered firecracker from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, was gone. And this one hurts deeply because Katie wasn't just another face in the background. She wasn't filler. She wasn't the friend of who popped up in scenes and disappeared. She was real, raw. She never dressed her words in sugar. She never cared if her truth made people uncomfortable. What you saw with her was exactly what you got. That's why her sudden passing has left people reeling. When the first whispers started, social media moved slowly. There weren't many details, just a few cryptic posts from fans asking, "Is this true?" But it didn't take long before her name was everywhere. In just a few hours, Katie was trending. Fans began sharing her most unforgettable scenes, her fierce arguments, her iconic comebacks, her unapologetic laugh. Tributes poured in from all sides. Friends, co-stars, and even those who had clashed with her in the past were posting memories. Yung Joc, her ex, didn't wait to put his feelings out there. His tribute wasn't polished. It wasn't for show. It was pure grief, the kind you can't fake. But here's the strange part. No one was saying why. No official statement. No cause of death. Nothing. Just silence. And in the world we live in, that silence is an invitation for people to start digging. And they did. Bloggers, insiders, and fans began connecting dots. They started sharing what they'd noticed in recent months. Some claimed that behind the cameras, Katie wasn't the same vibrant woman they knew from TV. They said she'd been pulling away from people. Her laugh, that loud, contagious laugh, had grown softer. Her social media posts had taken on a darker, more cryptic tone. If you've been watching Love and Hip Hop for years, you remember how Katie first arrived, like a storm. Arguments, love triangles, tears, explosions of drama. She commanded attention. But when the camera stopped rolling, life could get messy. According to those closest to her, she had been carrying heavy emotional burdens. She battled private struggles, family problems, emotional exhaustion, and mental health issues. To the public, she was a tough, outspoken fighter. But her friends could see the cracks. Just weeks before her death, she had started therapy. That one detail says so much. It meant she was trying, fighting to get better, to heal, to cope with whatever was weighing on her. But something, somewhere, broke. Friends say that in her last days, Katie wasn't herself. Something was off. A particular incident, something that set off alarm bells, happened shortly before her death. No one will say exactly what it was, not publicly, at least. But those who knew her say it worried them. Her final weeks were quiet, not the peaceful kind, the uncomfortable kind. She stopped going to events. She skipped appearances. And when she did post online, her captions were unsettling. Phrases like, "Some pain doesn't show on the outside," "Tired of pretending." At the time, fans brushed it off. After all, social media is full of dramatic quotes. But now, looking back, those words feel like hidden cries for help. One close friend said she hadn't heard Katie's real laugh in weeks. It felt like her spirit was fading, like she was there physically, but somehow gone. Another friend said she'd cancel plans at the last minute, or simply stop responding. And if you're usually the loudest, boldest person in the room, that kind of silence is deafening. Then came the night that friends still won't talk about in detail. They call it the bad episode. It happened just days before she died. Whatever it was bad enough that people reached out, dropped by, and checked in on her. But still, no one is saying exactly what happened when the end came. Emergency services were called to her home. Outside, the only sounds were sirens and a few frantic phone calls. By the time the news began to spread, she was already gone. No statement from her family, no official report, just emptiness. And in that silence, theories began multiplying. Accident, mental health crisis, natural causes, but the truth, no one knows. Yung Joc's tribute was different. He'd seen sides of Katie the public hadn't. The woman who loved fiercely, fought for the people she cared about, and always put her loved ones first. She was hard to figure out, he said. But she was real, and real people are rare. That honesty hit fans hard, because while the show gave us her big moments, it never showed us her quiet pain. Maybe it didn't want to. Some former castmates claim Katie had asked for a break from filming, time off, maybe even help, but she didn't get it. On reality TV, the show goes on, no matter what. You're pushed to your limit because drama sells. You cry, you scream, you argue, and then you go home alone with the emotional wreckage. As one ex-cast member put it, some of us get to walk away, others don't. And that's the ugly truth. Her death has left fans angry and heartbroken. Many are calling for change. More mental health support for reality TV stars, counseling, and people on set trained to recognize the warning signs before it's too late. Fans, producers, and even network insiders are now questioning the system that made her famous. When the cameras were on, Katie's pain became entertainment. When the cameras were off, there was no safety net. Some former crew members have admitted, anonymously, that they were told to push buttons to stir the pot if someone was upset, because it made good TV. If someone was truly breaking down, that part could be edited out. It's a chilling thought. When the production finally released a statement, it was short and polished, full of thoughts and prayers. To some, it felt sincere. To others, it was too little, too late. Advocates seized the moment, pointing out that reality TV thrives on conflict, emotional pressure, and vulnerability, but rarely provides enough support for the people living through it. As one expert put it, you can't throw someone into a shark tank and then act surprised when they start bleeding. The hashtag started trending. Hashtag protect reality stars. Hashtag justice for Katie. But these weren't just tributes, they were demands. People wanted to know, what are you doing right now to protect the next Katie? They called for mandatory counseling, on-set mental health professionals, and real support systems, not just after tragedies, but while filming is happening. While the internet picked apart her life like it was another episode, Katie's family was grieving in private. Her sister posted a single photo, Katie smiling, full of life, with no caption. Sometimes, silence says more than words ever could, because beyond the headlines, the gossip, and the hashtags, this was a real person, a mother, a sister, a daughter, a friend. And now, she's gone. The cause of death still hasn't been made public. Maybe it never will. But maybe the more important question ain't what killed Katie, it's what failed to save her. Her passing is more than another celebrity death story. It's a wake-up call. Behind every viral reality TV moment, there's a human being who has to carry the emotional weight when the cameras shut off. Katie brought honesty, fire, and passion to everything she did. And now, she's left a hole that no amount of reruns or tribute posts can ever fill. If the industry doesn't change, if we keep treating pain as plot lines, then we'll keep losing people like her. And that's the part that should scare us all. Katie Lewis wasn't perfect, and she never pretended to be. That's what made her unforgettable. She walked into every room with a fire in her spirit and a voice that refused to be silenced. Whether you loved her, argued with her, or didn't always agree with her choices, you knew she was real. Her passing in just another headline. It's a reminder of how fragile life can be, even for the people we think are the strongest. Behind the laughter, the drama, and the unforgettable TV moments, there was a woman fighting battles most of us never saw, and maybe that's the hardest part, that she had to carry so much of it alone. We don't know every detail of what happened in those final days. Maybe we never will, but we do know that the way she lived, boldly, unapologetically, and with her whole heart, is what made her special. If Katie's story teaches us anything, it's that checking on our friends, listening without judgment, and truly seeing the people around us can make a difference. Not just when the cameras are rolling, not just when it's convenient, but every single day. Katie's light may be gone, but her impact remains. The laugh she gave us, the strength she showed, and the truths she spoke will live on in the hearts of everyone she touched. So tonight, let's honor her, not with more rumors, but with respect. Not with speculation, but with gratitude. And let's hope that her story sparks the changes that could protect the next person standing in the spotlight, carrying a weight they shouldn't have to bear alone. Rest in peace, Katie. You will be missed, but never forgotten.